Pearl Watts is now at the center of a conversation about the kind of support she has allegedly shown Maurice Sam throughout their journey, with fans pointing to emotional encouragement, financial assistance, thoughtful gifts, trips, and the different ways she has reportedly stood by him as reasons they believe her role in his life is different from what they have seen from other people connected to him. And this is where the conversation involving Sonia UCHE has become even more intense. Because some viewers are comparing the support associated with Pearl Watts to what they believe Sonia did or did not do for Maurice Sam, creating a debate that has spread across fan communities, and according to the storyline being discussed, Pearl Watts was not simply someone who appeared around Maurice Sam during good moments, but someone who allegedly contributed to his journey by encouraging him when things were difficult and helping him remain focused on his goals. And fans are especially interested in the claim that she supported him emotionally while also helping him practically, because emotional support can sometimes mean just as much as financial support when someone is trying to build a career. And viewers have been discussing the idea that Pearl Watts allegedly understood the pressure Maurice Sam faced and tried to make life easier for him whenever she could, whether through thoughtful gifts, taking him to different places, helping with expenses, or simply giving him encouragement when he needed it most. And that is why supporters are now asking what exactly made her contribution stand out so much, because to them, it was not one particular gift or one particular moment, but the consistency of the support they believe she offered. And the conversation becomes even more interesting when fans compare this with their perceptions of Sonia UCHE, with some supporters claiming that they never saw the same kind of contribution from Sonia. Although private relationships can contain many things that audiences never see, and that is an important part of the discussion because viewers only have access to what public figures choose to share, meaning that social media appearances cannot reveal everything that happens behind closed doors. But that has not stopped fans from debating the issue, and the rumors surrounding Maurice Sam, Pearl Watts, and Sonia UCHE have continued to fuel curiosity, especially whenever fans notice a change in the way these names are discussed together. And according to the storyline being circulated, Maurice Sam eventually opened up to Pearl Watts about how he felt Sonia UCHE had become a distraction in his life, explaining that the situation had allegedly affected his ability to remain focused on his personal goals and career, and if such a conversation took place, it would naturally be a very serious one, because admitting that another person's presence has affected your peace or concentration requires a level of honesty and vulnerability, and fans would likely want to know exactly what Maurice Sam meant by calling the situation a distraction, whether he was referring to public attention, online conversations, relationship rumors, or simply the pressure created by constant speculation around their names, because there are many possible interpretations. And Pearl Watts' reaction would also be important because supporters see her as someone who has allegedly been present through different stages of Maurice Sam's journey, and they believe that her ability to listen and encourage him is one of the reasons their connection continues to attract attention. And another part of the story that fans keep returning to is the alleged financial support, because whenever someone helps another person financially during an important stage of their career, it can create a strong sense of appreciation and trust. But it is also important to remember that private financial arrangements are not something audiences can automatically know about, so the discussion remains based on the narrative being shared by fans rather than something viewers can independently establish. And the same applies to the gifts and trips being discussed, because supporters see these gestures as signs that Pearl Watts genuinely wanted Maurice Sam to experience happiness and success. And some fans have even argued that taking someone on trips or giving them meaningful gifts can create memories that remain important long after the moment has passed, while emotional encouragement can help someone remain motivated when their career becomes stressful. And this is why Pearl Watts' alleged contribution has become such a major talking point, because fans are looking beyond romantic chemistry and asking what each person supposedly brought into Maurice Sam's life. And that question has created a completely different conversation, one focused on support, sacrifice, encouragement, and personal growth rather than just romance, and the rumors have made the comparisons even louder, with some fans insisting that Pearl Watts deserves recognition for the role they believe she played in Maurice Sam's journey, while others are reminding everyone that nobody outside the people involved can know the full details of their private lives. And that is a fair point because relationships are complicated and public audiences usually see only selected moments, but from the perspective of the storyline, Maurice Sam's alleged conversation with Pearl Watts about Sonia UCHE being a distraction is presented as a turning point, because it suggests that he wanted Pearl to understand what had been happening around him and why he needed to protect his peace, and for Pearl. Hearing such an explanation could have been emotional, because it would show that Maurice was willing to discuss the pressures affecting him rather than keeping everything inside, and that kind of communication can become important when two people are trying to understand each other's experiences, especially when outside attention is constantly creating new conversations, and supporters are now wondering whether this could lead Maurice Sam to appreciate Pearl Watts even more, particularly because they believe she has been there during moments when he needed encouragement. And the bigger message fans are taking from the entire discussion is that genuine support should not always be measured by expensive gifts or financial assistance, because sometimes being available, listening, encouraging someone, respecting their dreams, and helping them stay focused can be just as meaningful.